Hi, I'm George with NS345. Today I'm mixing the guitars for mix series number 4. I'm going to play the guitar in context within the mix, and then I'm going to solo it so we can get an idea for the current sound of the guitar.
All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more. We got no. Bodies are in motion.
The tone of the guitar is really nice. It's very clean. There's hardly any reverb being applied to it. All I can hear is probably some of the room tone, but the playing is almost perfect. Within the mix, the guitar is kind of just buried. You can hear it just a tad, but you would have to know that a guitar part is in there so you can understand it within the context of the mix. When I solo it, you can hear that it is very clean, very well recorded. Levels are nice. I've gain staged them. So I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm going to use EQ, compression, and some tape saturation. I'm going to use 3 things: EQ, compression, tape saturation. For the effects processing, I'm going to use delay and reverb, but very subtle. I'm going to start with my favorite plugin, the SSL E-channel. And the first thing that I'm going to do is route the audio first to the filters and then to the EQ. So we have 3 sections: filters, from here below is EQ, and then dynamics. When I press the split button, the audio immediately gets routed to the filters first. And if I press the dynamics to channel out, the next thing that follows is the EQ, and the third thing is the dynamics. So one thing that I do just to remember this is filters first, EQ second, dynamics last. Again, filters first, EQ second, dynamics last. I'm going to EQ the guitar in context with the mix.
All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more than enough of that love that you're missing. Slow down, pay attention. We got nothing but time, so baby, don't say. All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more than enough of that love.
I've done some basic EQ, a high pass at 30, a low pass at 12, a 3 dB boost at 9K, bell, a 3 dB boost at 3K, the medium Q, minus 1 dB cut at 250, nothing on the low end. So here it is engaged. Okay, just with the EQ, you can hear how the guitar just got a little brighter, and that's from the air that I added at the 9K. And you can also hear how it just sounds a lot more open. You can hear the guitar breathe. Without the plugin or without the EQ processing, the guitar sounds kind of buried, just kind of sad, kind of lonely. Check it out. Now I'm going to do a little bit of compression. Two to 1 compression ratio, fast release, fast attack, minus 18 dB threshold. Okay, I'm going to reduce the output by 1 dB to ensure my gain structure is consistent. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of tape saturation. Okay, that sounds really nice. Very smooth, very round. Okay, now I'm going to create a send. I'm going to send the audio to a delay return. I'll click on Insert A, select New Track, Auxiliary Input Stereo, call it G Delay. I'm going to ensure that the audio is following the panner. So I'm going to link the panner to main. And there it is. I have the guitar a little bit to the left, or panned a little bit to the left, 36. I'm going to solo save the delay. I'm going to send it to my guitar bus, which is E guitar there. Bring this up. I'm going to use the H delay. I already know what I want. Gonna do that at 49. Reduce the feedback to about 20. Do a quick low cut and a high cut. Just a few, just a little bit of on the depth knob and on the rate, just a touch. And I'm gonna remove the analog. It should sound like this now. So all that's doing is pushing the guitar back a little bit. And I really like that because it adds a sense of depth. So it's not so much up front trying to fight the rest of the mix. It's just kind of sitting back, sounding really sweet. Again. Okay, let's not forget to listen to it within the context of the mix.
All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more than enough of that love that jump makes us slow down.
Okay, it sounds very nice, very smooth, and it's not fighting any other instruments just now. It's coming through the mix. I could hear it a little bit better. Now I'm going to add a little bit of reverb. Again, I'm going to click on Send B. Create a new track. I'm just going to call this G Verb. And for this, I'm going to use the Lexicon plate. Open up the fader there. Before I do that, make sure it's solo saved and it's bus to my e-guitar bus. There it is. link the panner as well. Make sure it's not too wide. If I don't do that, it's gonna go really wide, and I don't want that. I just want it to stay, to have its own space in the mix.
All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I got more than enough of that love that you're missing slow.
Okay, I really like that. I'm gonna play it engaged, and then I'm gonna disengage the plugins so you can hear the difference.
All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more than enough of that love that you're missing. Slow down, pay attention. You got nothing but time, so baby, don't say. All of the things you make me feel when we touch, and our bodies are in motion. They slow down and listen now. I've got more than enough of that love that you're missing. Slow down.
Okay, that's very nice. Let's just review what I did. I used the SSL channel just to add a little bit of air. The recording was really nice, so there was not a lot of low mid buildup. A little bit of compression, and then I added a little bit of tape saturation. I did not want to reamp or use any other guitar cab emulations just because the tone is really nice. And if I start doing that, I'll start messing with the vibe of this song. I added a little bit of delay for depth, and the same thing, I added a plate for some additional depth and maybe a little bit more air and just make it sound more open. So I think within the mix, it sounds really good so far. So I'm going to leave it there. Hey, I want to ask you, when you get a moment, would you mind subscribing to my mailing list? And also, I have a Facebook group where there's a lot of us already there. I give away one plugin per month, or even last month I gave a couple of plugins, actually really good plugins that I use on my mixes. And we're all talking about audio interfaces. We're talking about how to connect stuff, what stuff we should buy, and just in general. So if I could ask you for two favors, would you please subscribe to my mailing list? And number two, would you please join the Facebook group? And maybe a last one, if you don't mind, would you please like my NS345 music like page? The links will be at the bottom. Hey, once again, thanks for listening. I'm George, and I'll catch you on the next video.